Hey everybody, Mikesh here. Have you ever realized the damage that being too comfortable can cause? This video today is going to be about seeking lessons and not comfort. Now, why is that important? You see, comfort can ruin our lives. For example, watching TV all day, playing video games all day. These things that we do to bring us comfort are extraordinary waste of time. If we don't try and get better and we don't seek these lessons and we live in this world where we're constantly seeking comfort instead of doing what the most successful people do in this world, and that is get comfortable being uncomfortable. Now, comfort is your biggest enemy, and it's my biggest enemy because there are many times in life where you wanna just be comfortable. Like your brain doesn't like you in the future. Like your brain hates future you. I've heard this from somewhere. When you want to be comfortable and you don't want to go out and get to the gym, or you don't want to go places because you're comfortable, you don't want to get up and you want to press snooze on the alarm clock because you're comfortable in bed. These are all things that are detrimental to your success. And it would be so much better if you were able to have the mindset and the strength to push through that initial I want to be comfortable phase. The way we can do that is to remind ourselves constantly to seek lessons and not comfort. Seek failure, not comfort, because you learn these lessons from your failures. And the thing you can do when you fail is take a second to just reflect and realize, like, okay, I failed, but how can I learn from this and get better? There's always gonna be people who are criticizing you. There's always gonna be moments where you've messed up or you failed at something, but you don't let it keep you down. You don't let it keep you down, and you don't let it distract you from the end goal. A lot of us, we let other people choose for us, and we let other people, their judgment, stop us from doing things that we want to do. That's like one of the worst things you can do because they don't know you. Like, people decide they're gonna judge you off of the littlest bit of knowledge of you. They don't know you at all, but they want to talk a lot and they want to judge you. That's their problem. It doesn't matter what other people think about you. It matters what you think of yourself. And when you realize this is where true greatness comes from. This is where true growth comes from, because when you stop letting people get in your way because of how they feel about you, how they feel in general, you're gonna start making leaps in your progress because you're not letting other people's opinion of you stop you, or other people in general stop you just because they don't like you or just because they're jealous of you. You know what I really like? I like how in David Goggins' new book, he's talking about how, like, he puts out like a 5-second, 10-second video, and then someone's like, oh, blah, 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 and they like talk some shit. They don't really know anything about him. They just watch like this 5-second clip of him, and they're like, they've decided that's who this person is. Like, my judgment of him is correct. That's who he is. When that's not reality. That is completely false. He is so much more than that. And also, I loved how he was talking about how he like records every mean thing someone said about him, and he just plays it on an audio file, and he plays it and he just gets pumped up to it. So that's basically what I've been doing. Like, every time someone says something negative or posts something negative, I just use it to fuel me. They think it hurts me, but it doesn't. It bounces right off me, because a real strong man gets validation from inside. Like, a real man self-validates. He doesn't care what other people think about him. He doesn't care about other people's opinions of him because they're nobody to him. That's the funny thing. Weaker people, they love to talk, they love to judge, but strong people, they don't do that. It's a waste of their time because it's just negative. It's negative energy. I don't want any part of that. They don't want any part of that. So the mean things and comments the trolls say, and then I just use it to fuel me completely. It really helps. It really helps because they think they're hurting me, affects me, but it doesn't. Like, I'm still waking up earlier than you. I'm still working out twice a day for 2 hours, sometimes 5 hours a day. There's always gonna be someone, oh, you come in at 1:30 a.m. and you work out for 2 hours. You're not working out as hard you're not doing anything different. You're just getting there before everyone. The thing is, I finish my workout before most of you even get up. Why would I be doing that? So I get a head start on every single person. Simple as that. Anyone who says that I'm not doing anything different than them, they're completely wrong, and I'm outworking them 150%. And I'm gonna keep doing it because you're not gonna stop me. I don't care who you are, you're not gonna stop me. Let negative people be negative and wallow in their misery, but you just do you. Like, do your own thing, focus on yourself. If you don't have any haters, you're doing something wrong, because all the most successful people in the world that I know of, they all have some type of hater, and it's just people who are jealous and envious of them, and they want to be like them, but they're just miserable and they want to hate on them because they have nothing better going on in their lives. Why I'm mentioning this is because if you learn from all your failures, just like Michael Jordan, he's missed so many shots, like 9,000 shots total in his NBA career, but it didn't stop him from being great, okay? Those failures he learned from, and he built on it, and he got stronger, he got better, he worked out harder, he got more accurate. And these failures are so essential to your growth. And that's why I don't want you guys to look at them as failures. You have to look at them as growth points that help you to grow. You have to get past these barriers, these little failures. Once there's all these little failures, and then you learn from this one, then you learn from this one, then you learn from this one, and then etc. You're just like unstoppable at that point, because you're taking note of your failures and making it so you don't fail again, and you don't make the same mistake twice. So it's so essential to be able to do this, to be able to learn from the mistakes you've made and build on it to become better, get better. Many of us let things like little failures and stuff like that stop us from continuing, but you have to punch through these barriers. You have to keep going no matter what. Like, your feelings don't matter at all. So that's why you have to be emotionless in life and in business. You need to be able to like turn the emotions off just like that. Doesn't matter how you feel at all. Like, no one cares. It's all on you. And when you start seeking lessons, not comfort, this is when things start to change, okay? This is when big things start to happen, because you're done enjoying being comfortable. Because if you're comfortable, basically, you're not growing, because you're comfortable the way you are. You don't need to grow. You feel like you don't need to grow. For example, if you're watching TV all day, playing video games all day, you're comfortable doing that. You're never gonna be getting better. You're never gonna be growing, because you're just happy where you are. And this is why I was saying earlier in the video that your brain hates you in the future. It hates future you because it wants you to stay exactly where you are. It's comfortable there. It's comfortable exactly where you are. Your brain's like, no, don't go to the gym today. Don't go outside today. Just stay where you are and watch TV. Your brain doesn't want you to grow. You need to ignore how you feel, because your brain is not always right. You want to be comfortable. It wants you to stay exactly where you are and stay comfortable. When you work hard for something and you develop that delayed gratification, like you're able to work and work and work, delaying the gratification because you're not going to get it immediately, that's where the true growth comes, because you're going in and in and you keep going at it even though you failed and you didn't let it stop you. You kept going even though there was no reward yet. You gotta be able to fight for what you want. You gotta be able to allow yourself to grow consistently by not letting your emotions stop you, by not letting fear stop you or get in your way. Seeking lessons is so important, because you can learn from your failures, right? You don't just let them stop you. You can learn what you did wrong and then adjust, pivot, and succeed at the same thing you just failed at, as long as you learn from it. The best things in life you have to work for, okay? They're not given to you. They're not passed down to you. You have to work for them, because when you work for something, it's so much sweeter when you get it. You've put in the work. You put in the tireless effort and the hours consistently to get it, and then you finally get it after all that effort, after all that delayed gratification. You finally get it, as long as you stick to it. If you quit, you just went through all that pain for nothing if you decide to quit. So that's why failure is not an option. Quitting is not an option. You have to be able to learn from your failures and grow from them. It's so important, folks, that you're able to do this, because a lot of us let barriers and failures stop us from achieving our full potential. And that's not acceptable. We can't just stop. We can't just give up every time there's a little bump in the road or two bumps in the road. You have to keep going regardless of how you feel, regardless of the results, because delayed gratification matters. When you're able to delay it as long as possible and just eat shit, eat dirt, it's gonna be so much sweeter once you get there. How many of you have experienced something and you failed and you just gave up immediately? And you were like, oh, too overwhelming, I failed, so I suck. and that's it. Imagine if you were to have this mindset that I'm putting out there for you right now, and you just pushed through that failure. You used it to help you grow and get better, instead of letting it stop you in your tracks and just stop you from getting where you need to go. Learning from your mistakes is one of the most important things you can do, because all of us make mistakes, all of us fail sometimes, but the biggest thing is always getting back up. You don't let it stop you. You always get back up and keep going, keep trying different ways to succeed. Perseverance, resilience, these are so essential traits for being a strong individual. Resilience, thick skin, these are so important. We have to be able to have thick skin. We have to be able to not let a little failure or somebody yapping, we can't let these things get in our way or stop us, because they don't matter. So why would what they say matters? If you want things to change, then you need to be willing to change. Like, if you want things to get better in your life, then you need to be willing to put in the work, the consistent daily hard work to get there. Okay, they're not just gonna get better by wishing and begging and like praying for it to get better. Massive action, like Tony Robbins would say, to get to where you wanna go. And that doesn't mean tiny action. I'm saying massive action to get to where you wanna go. And the only way you can do this is if you focus on yourself, not let other people get in your way or stop you. Stupid people, they talk about others. Wise people, they talk about ideas. Talking behind people's back or talking shit because it's not important to them, and it's like, it's negative energy, no interest in that at all. But what we do have interest in is big ideas, things that help other people. Like, all I'm trying to do is help you guys right now and help other people and make a difference. I have no other agenda. There's always gonna be people who have something to say about that. There's always gonna be people who wanna put you down or say something. The best thing you can do is laugh it off and let it bounce right off you. Make sure that anyone who's negative that enters your world, you don't let them get any further. Like, you keep that negativity as far away from you as possible. This is why in most of my videos I talk about offensive positivity, because when you're so positive, people can't stand it. When you're so positive that their negativity reflects right off you, bounces right off you back to them, because it's like unheard of people being this positive and this offensive positivity, where it doesn't matter who you are. If you come at me with some negativity, it's gonna bounce right off me because I'm so positive. I'm on the offense with my positivity, and no one's gonna stop that. And it's really funny that there's people who will come and try to be negative, and misery loves company, so they'll try to send that negative energy over to you. And that's why you have to be strong and as positive as possible, because if you are, it'll bounce right off you and go right back to them. And then you pay them no attention, not even a millisecond of attention, because you don't have time for that. It's just a waste of time, so why even indulge in it at all? All right, folks, I love you, and remember, choose happiness.
Way too obsessed and I've got nothing left, and I'm not quite there yet, but those words they'll regret, cause I've got something left and I'm not giving in. I will not let them win, I won't stop till the end, no.